Hey, good evening, everyone, and you're welcome to another episode of Giving Back with Deji Live. My name is Deji Ogumola, and I am your host today. And today, I'm excited because we're bringing a fantastic person up here to come talk to us about a topic that has gone all over social media. We have done a lot of publicity about this topic. I'm excited about this topic because there are a lot of people in this category in the business world, in the career, and in basically in every field. We have a lot of people in this category, and I'm so excited because there are a lot of things that we need to learn, right? In this with this topic. The topic we're looking at today is attitude for growth in the workplace. I know a lot of people have reached out to me, and mostly you find a lot of people who ask questions around how they navigate, how they grow in the organization, how they become, how they get bigger opportunities within the same organization, or even if it's outside the organization. And I know a lot of growth in the organization hinge on the attitude that you present, that you display at work. And I know there are a lot of things that we need to learn. However, because of this, I had to do my findings to look for the best person to have this kind of discussion with us. I have a very dear friend with me this evening. I've known him since 2009 till now. That's like how many years now? That's like 20 years now. We've known each other, and I can say that if is my calculation correct? Yeah, 2009 till now. Sorry, that's not 20 years. That's like, sorry, my math is rusty. I think I'm forgetting things because of how nervous I am because of this. Well, I've known him since 2009. We've shared a lot of dreams together. We've done a lot of things together. We've set up a lot of projects together. He's one person that knows me at the back of his head. If you ask him about Deji, what do you know about Deji career-wise, he can tell you everything about me. He knows my strengths. He knows my weakness. He's one person that I can go into a project with, and I'm sure that we'll get the job done. Okay, so he's like my brother from another mother. And I've known him to have grown in different organizations, and I've worked with him. We've worked together in organization. I've grown together. So we have a lot in common. We've done we had a lot of career. We've been in the similar industry. We've worked in the same office before. So he knows a lot of things about the topic we're about to talk about. The topic we're here to look at. Today we're looking at the attitude for growth in the workplace. And I know he's going to do justice to that. Tonight, please, let's welcome my dear friend. His name is Prince Nwafo. Prince Nwafo, you are welcome to Giving Back with Deji Live. Thank you for coming, Prince Nwafo. Thank you so much for being on this program with us. Thank you so much for coming. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Thank you, Deji. Loud and clear, I can hear you, Deji, and it's good to be here with you. And,
very good.
Good to see you again. And you're like you said, your mask is getting rusty, so that's where we complement each other. So that's about 12 years now.
That's 12 years now. I've known him for 12 years, and so it's been fun. So I'm going to read out Prince Nwafo's profile here, so you all know who is here to talk to you. So Prince Nwafo is a leadership consultant, and also he's a life coach. With over 11 years of experience in banking, in the telecoms, in the business process outsourcing industry. Prince is a seasoned trainer. He's also a facilitator, and he's also a personal development content developer. He has skills in training and total quality assurance. Prince is passionate about quality service delivery and overall product standard. Now, Prince has Lean Six Sigma, certified as a Lean Six Sigma, what do you call it? We will go ahead, and I know Lean Six Sigma talks about curbing waste in an organization. Prince is also ISO certified. Prince has the 9001 to 2015, and he's had a lot of ISO certification. The numbers will break a lot of people's head right now. Prince also has experience in business continuity management systems, and also he's a certified internal auditor. So I know who I brought here. I didn't bring just anyone. I brought someone who will bring value. Please, I need you to listen to the things that he will say this evening. Prince, sorry we had to read all those profiles. I need to do that so everyone will know the quality of who I'm bringing up here. It's not to brag. I know you will not like me to share some of these things, but I have to share so people know that you are an authority in this field and you can speak about it. Thank you very much, Prince, for being here with us.
Thanks for having me, Deji. Glad to be with you.
Yeah, so let's go to the business. Who is Prince Nwafo? I know I've read so many things, but let's know Prince on a personal level. Who is Prince Nwafo?
Okay, so what else is left to be said? You've said it all. You read my bio, and I'm just thinking of what is left to be, to talk about. So Prince Nwafo is Prince Nwafo, and I am happily married with 3 kids, and also I have been from the scratch to where Deji is mentioned right now, and I've not gotten to my destination yet. So we'll keep moving, we'll keep driving, and keep learning. So Prince Nwafo presently is a total quality manager in the biggest BPO in Africa, managing, of course, the biggest telecoms in Africa. So come a long way from a humble beginning, and keep learning to actually see how we will get to where we are right now. So permit me to talk about how I started, really. So I started up as my background is in engineering. Okay, so I was hoping to move on to work in oil servicing firms and all that, but I found myself somewhere in the banking sector. Moved on from the banking sector to the customer service, and also started up as a call center agent. So I've done sales in banking, I've done marketing, and so that's where my experience lies in the banking sector. So for customer service, I've been there all the way from the scratch. I mean, for those who have been in customer service, you know that the scratch is, of course, as an agent, and that's where I met my very good friend Deji. So both of us have worked together and also grown together all the way. So where I am today is somewhere that I never, of course, dreamt to be, and in the midst of the thick and things, and by the special grace of God, I've been able to, move up. So here today, I hope some of those experiences and learnings, of course, will be of much value to a lot of young people and a lot of career people, to see how we can tap from each other and of course move up the ladder of our career and also career development, basically.
Okay, so I like the way you started, and what you've done is you've made it very easy for me to go ahead with our questions. So it's good that people have heard from you that you navigated from being from working in the banking sector, you navigated into the contact center environment, and also presently you are in one of the you are in the biggest business outsourcing company in Africa. At least I know that for sure. And the organization, it serves the biggest telecoms in Africa right now. And that is the account you are managing when it comes to quality management. And also, I know you have experience in learning and development in that same industry also. Okay.
Sure.
Now, a lot of people will hear will have heard you right now, and we believe that probably there was some magic wand that happened. Some magic wand took place, and you just moved from your NYSC days, and then you got there. Please, people need to hear exactly what happened. How did you navigate on this career ladder? Because when we talk about attitude for growth in the workplace. Everyone needs to understand what it takes for you to grow within an organization, and also for you to grow from one organization to the another. How you move. Yeah, please.
So looking back at, thank you, Deji, for this question. Looking back at how it all started and where I am today, I mean, it humbles me honestly, and because it's not what I actually expect um, I could achieve within the very period I have been able to achieve this. And I know a lot of people, a lot of young people,
Yeah.
find themselves at that particular level where I found myself 12 years ago or 13 years ago, all right?
Yeah.
Where you sit and look up the ladder of one of your big bosses and wonder, where would he ever get to this position? Yes, I used to think like that some time ago, some 12 years ago. I mean, I look at them, I wonder how what kind of qualifications they had, you know, how they were able to get to where they are. And here I am today. I'm sitting on that particular position where I never thought I would ever get to. So like Deji, that like you really asked, how did it happen? Really, how did it happen? I never really planned it to be that way, but something worked out for me, and which you know very well, and that is of course bringing us to the topic of today, which is the attitude for growth in a workplace. So guys, the truth is, whether you like it or not, attitude is very, very essential for growth in a workplace. I mean, if you do not know, one of the basic requirements, one of the things that the panelists, all right, in the interview that you had before you got into the job that you are right now, for those of us who are still maybe looking forward to get into a workplace, or who are probably looking towards moving, changing their current workplace. You see, your attitude is very key right from the point of interview. It tells from the way you dress, from the way you walk, from your mannerism and all that. So this is very key, and it has, like I said, it works for me. Your attitude in workplace. So I have always portrayed a very fantastic attitude. And there's this acronym called ASK. I mean, A is for attitude, the other is for skill, and the other is for knowledge. So A is for attitude, S for skill, and K is for what? Knowledge. So these three elements come together, all right, to help you grow in a workplace. So do you have the necessary skills? Yes, of course. Do you have the knowledge? Yes, of course. But guess what? It's very easy, maybe, for most people to acquire skills. I mean, come on. You need that basic elementary skill for you to do your work. Like, let's say, for instance, as a call center agent, when I started, all you needed was, do you have the skills to navigate the CRM tool? Do you have those skills to, of course, the training can get you those necessary skills. If you go through the basic trainings, you will learn how to use your work tool, you will learn how to use the CRM tools, and also how to resolve customers' issues. And definitely for everyone to work with. Now, so if I bring it to the product knowledge, of course, if you have to learn the product knowledge. If you cannot master all the product knowledge of it, you have certain tools that will help you search and get all the information you need. But guess what? One thing that nobody can bring you to the class to teach you is attitude. There is no course, there is no certification for attitude. You can get a certification for the skill. You can get a certification for having the knowledge. There's no certification for attitude. So it's something that it comes first when you look at that acronym ASK, ask. All right, it comes first. So so how is it that attitude is now what we are talking about? Why want to talk about skills? Why want to talk about knowledge? Like I said before, it's easy for you to go to the class and acquire skills. It's easy for you to get a certification for skills. It's easy for you to even, like we used to have it, those days in school, you can copy your friend's note and pass the test and come out and get certified. But you can't copy attitude. You can't just copy attitude. Attitude is inherent. All right. So I mean, the only thing you can do is have a positive attitude or a negative attitude. Of course, what will pave the way for you, of course, is a positive attitude. So the truth remains That's worked for me, actually. And it has to come with some you have to do some self-appraisal of, where you stand. Are you showing positive? Are you showing negative? Now, this everything around you affects your attitude to make it positive or negative. It could be the people you work with. Guess what? When you go to a new environment, when you go to a new workplace, you will definitely meet people that will welcome you. You will meet those that will tell you congratulations. You will meet those that will tell you, why did you join us here? Do you understand? So every of these kind of people and environmental factors affect your attitude, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. All right. So
to interrupt, I'd like to interrupt you a little bit to ask a question. So if I hear you well, what you told us now is your attitude will affect your performance at work.
Yes, of course, it will affect performance at work.
So if your attitude will affect your performance at work. Now, when we talk about attitude sound really a little bit ambiguous, especially with the fact that it makes it look like we're speaking about something alien. Okay, so when it comes to attitude, I need you to help us break it down to the part where we talk about we address relating with colleagues, relating with superiors, and also relating with subordinates, because that's key of all. How do you manage the attitude when you relate with colleagues, superiors, or subordinates? Do you have to do anything different from what you do with colleagues and what you do with superiors or what you do with subordinates? And how does this work for you? Are you supposed to show a particular attitude to certain people in order for you to enjoy the kind of growth that you want in the organization? I don't know if you get my question.
Very well, Deji. So whether it's a superior, whether I wouldn't want to use the word subordinate, whether it's the people that report to you, I prefer you to say that your report to you or whatever.
Yeah.
So it has to be positive across board. All right. Now I will start with those that work for you. All right. You're as good as your weakest link. So let's say, for instance, as a manager right now, I have close to about 20 people who report to me. All right. Directly and indirectly, I have about 2 other managers who report to me who also manages other people. So now, what's my attitude towards them? How positive is my attitude towards those that report to me? Like I said, you're as good as a weakest link. So however negative your attitude is towards those that work for you, and if you're not, relating with them positively or relating to them positively, it's going to affect you. You can't just come out as a boss that portrays himself as someone who can talk to anybody the way you want to, and also you need to respect people. You need to appreciate them. I mean, okay, what is positive attitude about? Positive attitude is basically about you showing some appreciation, you appreciating the fact that you are where you are today. Understand that there's no organization that is perfect. All right.
Yeah.
The grass is always greener on the other side. I mean, when you're where you are, you feel that the other place is better than where you are right now. So the grass, but when you objectively look at all the organizations, they all have their peculiar issues. But where I'm going to find that in the midst of those peculiar issues that you find yourself, you need to be appreciative, you need to be grateful, you need to have a positive attitude towards work. All right, and you radiate that positive attitude to those that report to you. Treat them nicely, help them to grow, speak to them nicely. All right, I walk in all the way from the gate of my office to the receptionist, to the cleaners, to the security, and I greet them with a warm smile, and I say a good morning to them every day, and ensure that I radiate positive attitude, to them. It doesn't all see negative attitude, positive attitude doesn't die in you. It radiates, all right, and you can actually send it across to the next person. So if you really want to build a team as a manager, as a boss, and ensure that everybody working under you is happy. I mean, they're all happy coming to work on a Monday, Tuesday, whatever day. ensure that you maintain that positive attitude towards them so that they are happy coming to work. Before you know it, they also...
Does it mean that you have to be Mr. Nice Guy to have the best attitude?
You don't have to be Mr. Nice Guy. You don't have to be Mr. Nice Guy. See, work is work.
Because a lot of people having the right attitude as being Mr. Nice Guy, being the guy that everyone loves in the organization, that when people behave in a certain way, they can come to you and they can hide their incompetence under you because you have a nice attitude. So we need to differentiate being a Mr. Nice Guy in the organization from managing the people who report to you. I don't know if you get me. Yeah.
Very, very valid question. Deji. Being Mr. Nice Guy will not help you. I mean, you just have to be selling ice cream if you really want to be a nice guy to everybody. Really. But the truth, surely. See, as a manager, you have targets, all right?
Mm-hmm.
You are doing all you have to do to achieve your target. And if having a positive attitude towards those who report to you, all right, will make you achieve that target, then you just have to do it. I mean, positive attitude doesn't mean that you have to be nice. You may not be nice, but also show a positive attitude. I will explain this to you. Did you remember there was a time, all right, both of us, had some kind of, there was a boss that we know very well that, I mean, our boss, no matter what happens, she always likes a bottle of Coke, no matter what happens, all right? She wasn't really nice. She wasn't really a nice person, she wasn't really that nice. She was a Margaret Thatcher to me, honestly. But guess what? When it comes to what we have to do, all right, what we know about her and what she does towards us to get the work done, she does it. I mean, that's it. And we know work is work. So it gets to that point where you need to set the record straight. You need to set your KPIs or your KRAs very straight and know that this is the target. And if I'm driving you, I'm driving you for your own good, for your own growth, and for the target of the entire team. All right. So that line has to be clearly drawn when you are driving them, all right, to achieve a target. All right. So but where I'm going to in terms of being a positive is whereby you please do not, irrespective, do not talk down on those who report to you.
Let me interrupt you here. Can you list the attitude? Because people came here to listen to the attitude, for growth in the workplace. Can you help list out some attitude in your experience that everyone should exhibit in order for them to be a candidate for growth in the organization where they work presently? Can you just, top of your head, the things that you know?
Fantastic. So I keep talking about, but there's a negative attitude too. There's even I think it's a neutral attitude or thereabout. Now, these are the people, when you look at it, those who are neutral, those are people that just come to work and, I mean, they don't contribute anything to work. They just feel that let me just come and pass the time. They don't have any emotions. They are. I'm looking for the right word. They are just neutral. They are neutral. Tick all the boxes, go, wait for payday and move on. Add no value. Add no value whatsoever. All right. So these are the people that whether you are meeting the target or not, whether you shout at the top of your voice roof or whatever, they don't care. They only wait for the salary and go. Those are very neutral. Those guys are not ready to grow because we're talking about growth here in the workplace. They are not interested in growth. I mean, those are the kind of people that you talk to and say, look, if you do this, you will grow. I'm telling you this for your growth. I'm telling you this for the sake of promotion. And they leave the door and just laugh. They say, this guy doesn't know that I'm just here to waste time. I don't care. I don't care about him. Those are the people that will tell you how much is the salary going to be after promotion. After all, the promoted Deji is just 5%. After all, the promoted Prince is almost killing himself. He comes to work on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm not ready for that. I just want to do my thing and go. Those are the neutral guys, neutral attitude. You don't need them around you, honestly. You don't need them to influence negative. They're the negative attitude. These are the guys that they look out for everything negative in the organization. Everything negative. They see nothing good. They see nothing good. I mean, we've worked in an organization where, or you've probably worked in an organization where they have never owed you salary for once. All right, they pay in a particular day. And when people who belong to the class of the positive attitude appreciate the fact that their salary is coming on that particular day without any delay, and there's never been a delay. The guys in the negative attitude that the money has finished.
Yeah.
You
You still look for the opportunity to complain about the things that are happening there. Yes.
How much is it? How much really? How much is the money? It's finished. I mean, it's too small.
Yeah.
It's too small. I mean, really. So those are the negative guys. Those are the set of guys that will tell you, look, when you join the organization, they will tell you that this place, nobody grows here. Forget about this place, it's useless. They will talk down on the company, they will discourage you. They will tell you this place is work, stress, stress, stress. They just want to kill somebody here. It's a slave ground and all that. So then the people that we are really interested in, and those where this is where we want those who probably are listening to us right now, and you are doing a self-assessment of yourself and see yourself. I mean an objective self-assessment of yourself and see yourself probably the neutral part or the negative part, and you say, oh, I really want to move to the positive.
Yeah.
Have the positive attitude. Everything good. They blind their eyes, they close their eyes. Not like they do not see. They actually see the negatives in the company. They know the negative, they hear the negatives.
Yeah.
But they are focused on the objective part of the company. They are focused on the positive. All right. They are focused on growth. They are hopeful. All right. And honestly, this positive attitude can actually help you grow, and I will talk about that. And remember, you asked me a question initially, how a positive attitude can work for those who report to you and those whom you report to. Those that mean your boss. I've not talked about your boss right now. So this is where you have to use that tool, the tool of having a positive attitude to relate with your boss, all right? And to enhance your growth. Listen, it's all about, see, in Nigeria, for those of us who are in Nigeria, you understand that you can actually work probably in a federal government organization or establishment rather, or a local government establishment, and you just sit down, maintain a neutral attitude, and wait for you to clock 5 years to move to level whatever. Whether you do well or not, you naturally move, all right? Yeah. So, but you see, I'm talking about enhanced growth. I'm talking about speeding up your growth. I'm talking about you now coming in with some set of people at the same time. But see, Deji, at the point in time, there was a time some people met me in the office and said, Prince, what's happening? I mean, we started this job together. At the point in time, I was with people who I came in together with, and I've gotten like 5 promotions. They've not gotten 1. Really, yes, they've not gotten 1. 5 promotions. So how do you enhance? How does positive attitude actually work for you to be able to enhance your growth? If you really want to grow, of course, you really want to grow, because growth in the company boosts your profile. It will boost your profile inside the company and out of the company. It will boost your self-confidence. It will boost your knowledge level. I mean, come on, really, the benefits are enormous. So for me, for instance, I've been able to travel to so many parts of the, out of the country severally because of this particular, benefit of positive attitude and growth. I wasn't the best. I will say this clearly. I was not the most skillful. I was not the most knowledgeable, but I portrayed the best attitude. All right.
So what you're telling me right now is that if an employee shows the right attitude at work, even if he is not the best of the best in the organization, he can get rewarded either by growth in promotion, or get growth in probably in the salary or the remuneration or bonuses or compensation. That's what you're telling us.
Most definitely, Deji, most definitely. And I'll tell you this, it worked for me, all right? It can work for anybody. It's not rocket science. But a lot of people will come and I know in the minds of some people listening to us right now, like, hey guy. And I totally agree with them. So the formula that works for Prince may not work for you. Yeah. All right. But emotional intelligence plays a big deal. And I will tell you the various scenarios that could differ from my own scenario. Let's say, for instance, somebody somewhere will say, oh, but I have a very difficult boss. The boss doesn't like me for anything. It's not my attitude right now, it's my boss's attitude. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your boss's attitude, you cannot change.
Yeah, true.
You cannot change your boss's attitude, but you can
Yeah.
change the way your boss sees you.
True.
I will tell you, I never had easy bosses. I never had. Deji knows very well. I
True.
never had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thing is, what did I do differently? Like I said earlier, if you have a positive attitude, you will see the positive in everything. So
True.
for me, for the boss that I used to have one time, I used to have a boss that everybody did not see anything positive about the boss. But I
Yeah.
saw something positive in him. I
Yeah.
saw everybody has a soft spot. No matter, as long as you have blood running in your vein, you have a soft spot. So you need to, your positive attitude radiates even towards your, like I said, it radiates to those who report to you. It also radiates upwards towards your boss. And how does it work?
Please, can you share some examples of some attitude, how people can portray themselves to have good attitude at work? Can you just share some examples, no matter, maybe just 2 or 3 that are very key, that you should show, that are universal, that can work anywhere in the world? The moment you show those attitude at work, you're sure that you will appeal to your colleagues, your reports, and your managers. Yes, please.
Fantastic.
Because there are a lot of
Question.
people out there. There are a lot of people out there who just want to. That's all they're waiting to hear. They watch this video and they just want to hear, to know that, okay, let me work on this part. Let me work on this part. Yeah.
Fantastic, Deji. Good question. Don't show you know too much. All right. Don't show you know too much. Always be ready to show people that you're ready to learn. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whether to your boss or to those that report to you, to your colleagues on the same level with you. Portray yourself. There was a time my very good friend here, Deji, moved on to some company, and he told me, "Oh, where I'm going to right now, I'm a threat to my colleagues." And I sat him down and said, "Deji, listen to me. Don't show yourself too much. Don't show yourself too much." And the truth is, when you to your colleagues portray yourself as you know it all, to your boss, you are trying to outshine your boss. To those that work for you, you try to let them know that you know everything. You will miss it. You will miss it. My wife went for an interview one time, and when she left that interview and came back, she said, "Wow, the person that I'm supposed to report to, I don't think he knows as much as I know." As I was talking, they were even asking, "Oh, do you know this?" The guy was like, well. I said, "Do you know this?" Well. So my wife came out and was so happy that, look, she was able to answer all the questions. She was able to probably, say some things to show that she was vast in terms of knowledge and everything. And I told her one thing: "I'm not sure you're going to get that job," but she never got that job. I said, "Why?" I did very well. And they rejected. Why? And I said, the reason here is you just threatened your to-be boss. And no boss wants to work with someone who is not ready to show that he or she wants to learn from him. Do you understand? So one attitude, like you said, one particular key for you to grow is to let your boss understand. I'm not saying that you should present your boss as someone who doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
But bosses like to be praised. They like to be admonished. They like that's what right. They like to let people feel that I learned a lot from you. All right. Oh, I've learned something from you today. Okay. So present yourself to your boss. Like for instance, when I had a new boss at some point in time, if every new boss I've worked with, my first impression, my first discussion with them is that I want to learn. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you.
Irrespective of what, even if you know more than the person, you need to just,
it doesn't matter,
learn whatever.
I want to learn from you. All right. Exactly. I want to learn from you. So you see, that person would also see that this person is not being proud or not feeling like he knows this or that. Because let me tell you, no matter how well you know your boss, if your boss wants to mess you up, he'll mess you up. That's it. No matter how good you are, if your boss wants to mess you up, he will mess you up. So you have to join his.
Yeah,
go
his
ahead.
team. You have to
So
join his team to talk.
you have to
Right?
join his team. Exactly. You see, you can be in your boss's team, but you're not in his team. If you can, when a boss cuts you off his team, you're just there. I've been in a team whereby the boss would dish out tasks to everyone and not give to one person. So you are just you're physically in the team, but literally you're not in his team. So you need to just not see yourself as just because you are in a team means you are belonging to that team. You need to actually consciously walk yourself into joining your boss's team or your boss's camp, if there's anything like that. And that will take us to politics, maybe a policy in the workplace, talk about later. You need to join your boss's camp, and the things that you need to do to join your boss's camp: one, like I said, show that you want to learn. Two, you also have to ensure that you give your time to your boss. Is very, very key. A lot of us say, oh, look, it's past 5, I don't work anymore. Because it's 5 p.m., please don't call me. It is off work period. No, you have to give your extra time to your boss.
So now that leads us to the next discussion. So where's the thin line? Where's the thin line between how will I put it, the master-slave relationship to the line manager and the employee relationship? Where is the thin line in between, where you're portraying yourself like you want to make your line manager shine, okay? At the same time, you don't want him to feel that you are going overboard him to get things done. At the same time, you also want to learn. Where is the thin line in between, so it doesn't look like you are a slave in the organization where you work? Do you understand? Yeah.
So that's very key. So moderation is key, actually. You also have to understand where the kind of boss you have. I learned very well from one of my bosses that, look, as much as you manage me, as much as I manage you, you also manage me. So people do not understand that you manage your boss too. So you manage your boss's emotions, you manage your boss's personality and his countenance as well. So you have to draw that thin line. I mean, master slave, when you now find out that your boss is trying to become a boss here, I should use that word because we know there's a difference between a leader and a boss. So if your boss is trying to take over your life, at the point you find out you do not have a work-life balance, and you see that you are not actually gaining what you want to gain in terms of growth. All right? Because you could actually have some kind of boss that they're actually using you, all right? And guys, listen, I was trying to differentiate growth in 2 aspects. When you find yourself in an organization, you need to learn, you need to understand the growth pattern and the growth path in the organization. Your attitude must not change. Now, what happens? Identify where your growth lies. Does your growth lie within the organization or out of the organization?
Okay.
Very, very key. Very, very key.
Good.
Does your growth lie within the organization or out of the organization? Once you're able to understand that your growth lies within the organization, then you should ask yourself, is the kind of boss that I have going to help me facilitate that growth? I hope I'm not a threat to my boss, especially when you're the next in line.
Is there anything wrong? Is there anything wrong asking your boss to endorse you for growth within an organization? Is there anything wrong with that?
If it works in that organization, there's absolutely nothing wrong. And please do not, you need to do that at the right time. And I'll explain how this works. You must have built a very strong relationship with your boss to request for such. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
You see, there are certain times where you know you have paid your dues, and your boss is the one that will tell you, I cannot wait for an opportunity to come for you to be promoted.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, you know that you have paid your dues. Do not feel that when you apply this strategy of positive attitude, and
Mm.
you are getting close to your boss in 1 month. I say I want to be promoted. Come on, it doesn't work that way. So the timing is key. It's very, very appropriate. If it works for you in an organization, I got a request from a cousin of mine who sees me, of course, who am I a mentor, and he told me, look, I want to request for promotion. I said, well, if it works in your organization, please go ahead. Where I work, it doesn't. I mean, where I work presently, things like that don't happen. You don't just request for promotion. All right. So you need to understand if it works for you, if it's something that works in your workplace, and of course, you can use the good relationship between you and your boss, which your positive attitude has actually gained for you to, of course, make that request at the right time.
So let's talk about politics.
Yeah.
Let's talk about politics. Politics at work.
Yes,
at the work.
Okay.
This is a topic a lot of people don't like to talk about. Politics at the workplace. And I know why a lot of people shy away from talking about it. We see it happen in the workplace, but no one talks about it. How does politics at the workplace influence your growth? And I need you to talk, because you see a lot of attitude, a lot of behavior in the organization, in quote lobbying, just to get growth in the organization. I need you to talk about the attitude, the politics in the workplace, and how it affects your growth in the organization. Yeah.
Politics definitely affects growth. Politics does affect growth. And the mistake most of us make is we see politics as a very dirty thing. All right, we don't want to get ourselves involved in politics. And of course, we understand again that politics is something that people play dirty all the time.
Yeah.
And we don't want to get ourselves involved in it. Most of us don't want to get ourselves involved. But you see, sadly, you'll be making some big mistake if you elude yourself, if you isolate yourself, if you quarantine yourself from politics. So it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. I mean, there was politics even before you joined the company. Your joining the company was politics itself. Somebody lied to you. Somebody spoke on your behalf. Somebody, even if you didn't know anybody in the company, somebody just lied to you somehow. There's one politics of the order. Guys, there's politics everywhere. In the family, there's politics. I mean, brothers play politics against brothers or sisters, to take father's property. There's politics in the church. There's politics in the mosque. You don't have to belong to APC or PDP to play politics. You need to be interested in politics, and that's why where most of our young people miss it right now, because I see a lot of young people not being interested in politics. I mean, whether at the bigger level, or at the organizational level. So coming down to organizational level, how does it affect your growth? Yes, it does affect your growth. And it is very important for us to understand that. It is very important for us to understand that you need to keep your ears to the ground and understand the politics of your organization or your workplace. Yeah. How does it? Who are those playing? Who are those using politics to bring other people down? Who are those using politics to enhance themselves? Because you see, you could apply all that we'll be talking about all this while having the positive attitude, good attitude related with your boss, and some people are busy playing politics, even with their negative attitude. And you will see those who do not come to work early, but you're early to work. Those who don't work half as much as you do, but because they play the politics of the organization, they get promoted ahead of you, and you get frustrated at the end of the day. So you need to, if you're listening to me, you need to understand that whatever you do in an organization, as you work, as you have the fantastic skill, as you have the knowledge, as you have the wonderful attitude, understand how the politics works and use it to your own advantage. I am not saying that you use the politics to bring someone else down, but understand how it works. And if you understand how it works, you will know when to apply for certain things. You will know when to make certain requests. You will know it will be easier for you to strategically and structurally be able to implement certain proposals that will help you out. Let's say, for instance, how if you ask me, Prince, okay, how did you what kind of politics did you play? I didn't really play any politics. I really only understood the politics of the organization. All right.
Yeah.
And when I understood it, it helped me to position myself the right place at the right time. It helped me to know who to relate with. It helped me to know who to attend to. Your boss may not be the only person that needs something from you in terms of work. All right. You could get someone from another department that needs information from you. You could get somebody that needs some data from you. All right. So when you know the role that person plays in the organization and how you can relate to the person based on how as much work you can deliver for that person, that will enhance your relationship with that person. And that's understanding the politics and see how you can now get close to that person and achieve what you want to achieve, being at the right place at the right time. So I've been in a situation whereby somebody in a particular department wanted some people to move to a new location to start a new process. And he left his own people, came to my team to pick me up.
Yeah.
Only because, what do? I always ensure that whenever he has a request, I attend to it quickly. Of course, it doesn't affect my own job and my own direct boss's job. I ensure that I started building the personal relationship with him even after work. Before I go home, I find out, oh, he's not going home. And I sit with him, I find out, oh, are you done with work today? We discuss, we started having common ground. See, no matter how difficult your bosses or those at the top are, they have some things that interest them. It could be football, it could be their family. Do you understand? If you have a boss who has a picture of his lovely wife or his her husband on the table, make compliments, pass compliments. All right. If it's type that doesn't talk at all, oh, is that your daughter? Oh, she's lovely. Oh, then that's all you have to say. Leave the remaining story for that person. The person will keep talking and talking. If I have a boss like that, once I go, all I do is just say two things. I know the right time and the right thing to say. Once I say those two things, he keeps talking and talking and talking. I'll be like, I need to go and pick my daughter. I'm so sorry, I have to leave here. Because they have been talking for 1 hour. I was just listening. And you need to sound interested, whether you understand the topic or not. All right. So these are the extra things you need to. It's not all about work. You need to go out of work, understand human relationship, understand emotional intelligence, play the politics positively, all right, to your own advantage. Where people get it wrong is the kind of politics. When you hear politics, oh, they always, you won't blame them. A lot of people play politics to bring people down so that they can actually, talk down on other people and gain advantage to get promoted. So that's what we're talking about. But you need to understand how that works. You need to understand those who do that. You need to understand also, see, if you don't understand the kind of politics that happen in your workplace, you will not know when something was actually supposed to come to you and somebody went to, spoil your reputation, one way or the other. So you need to have your affiliations around. There are meetings that your names could be mentioned and you're not there. But if you have those who are affiliated on that table, they could talk on your behalf. If you don't talk on your behalf, they can come and tell you, oh, look at what they are saying about. Is that true? But if you're not involved in anything, you just go to work and come back. They'll mention your name and they'll throw it on the carpet and you'll not get that position. You'll not get that pay rise or whatever. So it is important people are flexible a little bit, relate to people, play the little bit of politics, understand who is who in your company, and see how you can, get close to those kind of people positively.
So invariably, what you just said right now is, yes, we called it politics, but it's showing the right attitude to the right people in the organization in order to get what you actually desire. That's what you just mentioned right now. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, I would like to hear from you. Personally now, what learnings and mistakes have you made that you want a younger person who is a younger prince and or somewhere who is going to watch this video sometime and will say, okay, I want to grow in my career also, but I want to learn some things that were your mistakes that you would like to show people that they need to look out for this, so that will help them to speed up the process of their growth within the workplace. Yeah.
Yes, mistakes happened, and of course they will happen. We learn from mistakes. There's a saying that if you want to fall, don't be afraid of falling, but make sure you fall forward. All right. So don't fall backwards, fall forward. Everybody falls. There's nothing wrong in falling, but ensure that if you're falling, you fall forward. So I've made mistakes in the past. I made certain mistakes in the past, I must say. But the thing is, remember I mentioned being able to, identify or understand, are you destined or are you fit, or do you have the right footing to grow internally or externally? Do you understand? So those were some of the mistakes I made for, and the right time. If you're really looking at growing externally, is it the right time? Is it the right place? Hope you understand. So one needs to be able to understand clearly that, first off, if you are staying too long in an organization where you should have grown externally, that is one mistake on its own. Then another mistake is you are supposed to grow internally, all right, and you're not doing the right things to grow internally. So for me, I made those mistakes, not being sure of how the steps to take to grow externally, or is it the right place or the right time, and all that. So the attitude we are looking at here is for you to be able to understand your environment, understand the market around you, understand the market around you. But I mean the market around you, I'm talking about competition, where you can move to if you really want to move out, and equipping yourself. I mean, if you want to do better, you have to know better.
True.
So I did not quickly certifications and also, all right, for proper growth, for opportunities. All right. So like I said, if you want to do better, you have to know better. So those are some of the mistakes I made. So and I started working on those things, trying to get some certifications, trying to enhance myself, towards certain knowledge and skills that will help me, advance in my career internally and also externally.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
If I want to advise a Prince Nwafo, a young Prince Nwafo, all I would say to that person is be positive. All right. Practice positive thinking. All the time. Appreciate the good things of life and the good things of where you are. Do not allow anything affect you. And most importantly, if you find yourself in an organization and you're relating with your boss, no boss wants to hear excuses. All right. Always be a solution provider, and that has also helped me. Be a solution provider in the sense that if you're unable to achieve something, look for a way around, think out of the box, and get the solution. Don't come to your boss with problems. Come to your boss with maybe the problem and also the solution as well.
All right. Thank you very much. I know a lot of people who are watching this video will have learned a thing or two from you. Some of them would like to reach out to you just to hear maybe just to get some counsel or for them to learn a thing or two. Please, can you share your socials so people can reach out to you if they need to contact you, probably on your online pages? Please, can you share so people can reach out to you and get some insight or some learnings? Yeah.
So I'm very open to help. I always want to help people. I've always helped people. So my email is princemwafo@gmail.com. Same, no space, no dots or whatever. So just princemwafo@gmail.com. That's my email. LinkedIn, I'm Prince Nwafo on LinkedIn. Same for Instagram and also Facebook. Any other place, I'm Prince Nwafo. I'm Prince Nwafo everywhere. So just search for Prince Nwafo, basically.
Thank you so much, Prince, for coming to the show. Thank you so much for coming to the show. And I know that we're still going to have you one more time. We're still going to call you back to have a session with you. Thank you for coming, and really appreciate your presence here. And we'd like to say thank you. I know a lot of people out there who are watching would like to learn a thing or two, or have learned a thing or two. And please, if you watch this video and you like this video, please share the video. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. Share the video. Let people learn from what we've spoken about today. Thank you very much, Prince.
I appreciate
All right.
And my advice to everyone: keep growing and don't relent.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being at this session with us. We're happy to have you. We're happy that you were here all the way. You learned a thing or two. Thank you so much. Next week we're coming with something more interesting, and next week we'll be bringing some other person who will be sharing some insights on a topic that I know you all love. This is our 8th episode, and happy Workers' Day to everyone. Today is the 1st of May. And I'm saying happy Workers' Day to everyone in Nigeria and for everyone who is watching anywhere. Okay, and please stay tuned. Next week, the same time, 7 p.m. We'll be here to talk about another topic that will add value to you as a person, and then you learn a thing or two. Thank you very much, and have a great week ahead.